I'm having trouble with my internet today, I think. Joys of modern technology. Morning. Morning, Judy. Come on, don't be shy. Say good morning. So I know you're there and I'm not just talking to Judy and no one else. Anybody enjoying the rain like I am? Love it a bit cooler. Don't do hot weather at all. Let's see. Trying to be organised in my very messy space. Those. Morning, my lovely. Morning, Trudie, Alice, Alison, Susan, Annette. Yeah, I love the rain. Morning, Lee, Charlene. Morning, Diane. Hi, Marie. And Claire. I wonder why my thing isn't... There's obviously more of you than 6 there, but my thing's not updating, so... Is my hand there? Let's see. My screen refreshing. It's going to be a bit of a pain if it isn't. Don't see my hand yet. Oh, for heaven's sake. Hang on. I need to be able to see what I'm doing. Try again. Oh, that's better. That says 34. I don't want to be in full screen. I can't see your comments. There we are. Waving back. Why is it not moving? It's going to get on my nerves, this. Honestly, technology is just beyond me at the moment. My printer has been playing up and I haven't been able to print until just... Oh, I saw a flash there. Right, okay, so we'll make a start. So obviously we're doing Trudie's new summer Fashionistas, which we launched last Friday. And because we didn't get the stamps till... well, Joanne got hers on Saturday and I got mine on Monday, and so did Trudie and Lozzie. So we didn't have very much time to get things done. So Phil said to me, don't do a Facebook Live. I'll do one instead, which I know a lot of you watched on Friday, and that is still available to watch on Phil's Sentimentally Yours Facebook page. And so I thought I'd do one now, and I'm going to do one later in the week as well. Not sure what day yet, probably Wednesday, because when I did the shows, we only had 2 hours, but I did actually prep quite a lot of demos to do. So we've got a couple of demos, and of course, as we're getting to know our stamps, there's more ideas that are kind of evolving. And if I've got time, then I'll either record videos or do some lives with some ideas. I haven't got much work on this month as far as shows are concerned. I've only got last Friday, and I've got the 30th for 2 hours for Phil. So not a lot going on kind of prepping wise, but I've got a lot of stuff to do with my website to do. So anyway, Fashionistas that we've got here, I've got them all cut out, and he's obviously started to colour him in. So this is Mr. Sunshine, we've got Beautiful, we've got Gorgeous Summer, Totally Cool, Sunshine Happy, and this one which is called Summertime Fabulous. See, they're so new that I'm struggling to remember all the names, but it's obviously optional. You don't have to cut. Oh, let's seat, back of my seat. You don't actually all have to cut them all out. You could just build a card around them and not do any fussy cutting. But I don't actually know what I'm doing most of the time, so I find cutting them out is best. And they're all stamped onto the super smooth hot press watercolour card from Sentimentally Yours, using Nocturne Versifying Clair. But do make sure that your Versifying Clair is actually dry. I'm very near the mic. I am right next to the phone, Annette, so perhaps you need to actually turn your volume up. Yes, make sure your Versifying Clair is 100% dry before you cut them out, otherwise you'll smudge them. But before we actually get into the actual demo that I was going to do for you, there's something that I spotted in Phil's background that he did on Friday, which made me giggle, and also I thought it was quite cool. I don't know if any of you guys spotted it as well, so we're going to just have a go and see whether I can make it work how I want it to. There's nothing like doing something live, is there really, to see. So I'm just going to grab, let's see, let's choose a colour that, no, let's use a sunshine colour. Let's use Spice Marmalade. And this is one of the leaves from the Tropical Foliage. And that's the Tropical Foliage set. Obviously the stamps are a lot bigger than that. And yours will come clean, not stained like mine. So this is well, you'll see when I stamp it. It's a kind of tropical leaf. But when I was looking at Phil's background, so you got one, actually, let's just take the ink just off of there. And we're going to I've just misted it with a little bit of water, and we're just going to stamp it here, like this. Okay. There's my leaf. I know it's a yellow leaf, but you can pretend it's autumn. It doesn't have to be summer. Then we're going to dip into the Summertime Extras. And Tuesday with Trudie. Trudie's saying she'll do a Facebook Live on Tuesday. Obviously, if she can. If she can't, it'll be another day, I'm sure. Let's get rid of that stamp. Got ink on my fingers already. So this is it. So he was doing sunglasses in his background as well, wasn't he? If you watched it. So this is what I spotted, and I don't know whether it will work or not. So just some Nocturne Versifying Clair, and if we put the sunglasses just there. Probably could done with being a bit further down, but what we can do actually is, I can't draw for Toffee, but you can actually you could actually draw, I don't know, a little nose. So that could be, and if we grab let's see, from the no, I don't want that one. So I'm just reaching across to get my stamps. So this will be the point where I'm not very loud, because I'm grabbing my stamps. So let's just grab Cool Dude from Mr. Sunshine. And I'm going to try not to get inky today. Clean my sunglasses. Put those on there. And so this could be a tag that you put with your present. Look, it's a pointy note. I can't do noses, but obviously you can get the drift, can't you? So we've got Cool Dude going on here, and then we could this is the tag set, Phil's tag set. It's not Phil's tag set, it's my tag set, but it's Phil's dice, you know what I mean. So I've just cut this out in orange, and you could edge this with your orange as well, or green if you're toning in, but I think that's quite funny. Well, it makes me laugh anyway. Why can't you get on to watch me, Gloria? It could be a Ginger Father Christmas, or it could be an Ed. I was asked yesterday why there were no pictures of Ed, but Ed spends most of his time, that's my cat, most of his time either outside or under the bed at the moment. So taking pictures of him is a little bit difficult. But I did take some pictures this morning, so I'll post them later. But anyway, I thought that was quite a funny thing to see. I just saw beards in Phil's background, but don't tell him. Right. Anyway. Oh, and something else. There's something else I want to show you before we get on with it. This might be a Phil length Facebook Live. Stamps away. Right, I'll leave the other two and I won't put those away. Right, something else I wanted to show you was... I should have grabbed it before. I had so much trouble with my printer that I'm a bit behind where I wanted to be. So... sound of me opening the packet. Put that out of the way a bit. Right, so what I've also got is on my website, juliawattscrafts.co.uk. I have the Ciao Bella Sound of Summer 12x12 paper packs, and I think that these I think this is going to work perfectly with your summer fashionistas. Obviously, if you've got the magazine box kit from Hochanda and you got the exclusive papers, then you're going to be able to use the summer fashionistas with that. And talking about your fashionistas, also I think that the boho chic and the fashion victim are going to work really well with the summer themed cards too. So Ciao Bella. They've been on Hochanda a few times. They're an Italian company and it's really nice quality paper. As it says here, it's FSC certified. That means it's from sustainable forests. And the ink as well is, I believe it's, they call it organic ink. It's acid and lignin free and 190 GSM. And in the 12x12, you get 24 designs. You've got 12 sheets and there's 2 sides. This is obviously, you've got your toppers that you can use. This is your front cover, but it's still very usable. I'll quickly I've done a video of this, but I'll just quickly flick through it while I've got you. So you can see you've got some great papers to work with. Obviously, you don't have to use a full 12x12. You don't have to do scrapbooks. You can use it for your decorating of your boxes. You can use it for your card making, cut them down. But if we grab one of our, let's see, I don't actually know which ones might work, but she might work on there maybe. Walking along the boardwalk. See what she looks like on the screen. Yeah, maybe she's a bit big, or maybe she could go over there. I don't know. Maybe not on that one. Then that's the other side. I'll try to quickly flick through them. You've got this one here. So, I mean, my totally cool guy could be in here. So obviously you can cut these down. So if we grabbed one of Phil's dies, let's see, let's grab that one. I'd have to have it that way. So my desk where I can put my phone and whatever isn't very good really. But can you see that would make a nice picture? So we'll move that out of the way again, and let's just quickly go through the rest of these. I've got that side there. So each one has really usable sizes to have. I mean, she can be in here maybe. I don't know, you can fiddle around with her a little bit more. So I'm just seeing what the screen looks like. Okay, on the other side, so we've got stripy, really, I mean, really good quality. Beautiful papers. And also I think that the 70s will work. I did make a card with the 70s paper pad as well. With the boho chic, and that worked really well. So I think some of these would work with the 70s papers. Obviously, you've got some quite generic. You've got your toppers here. Cool background, which you could fussy cut if you wanted to. And this one, obviously those are elements, but if you don't want to cut those out, you've got a great background on the back. And then this is the final one. They are really lovely, and I love the colour palette as well. So anyway, I wanted to just show you those. And there's also what they call an A4 creative pad, which has got lots of toppers and things in it. And there's also a 6x6 paper pad as well, which is slightly different. But that's the Sound of Summer by Ciao Bella. Right, let's go on with our proper demo, because that's what you wanted to see. So as I said, I actually did create some projects. So we'll press ahead and actually create one. So, where's my, hang on a minute, what's hold music as Leonie calls it. Now somewhere I've got my, I need my blending mat. Hang on, I thought I had it. Must be here somewhere. Blending mat, where are you? It's going to drive me nuts not being able to find it. Ah, it's on my pile right next to me. Of course it is, of course it is. Right, so this is the 9x9. This is a small blending mat. And I also want, oh gosh, I need my pens. My set 3. Leave that out that way, I need that though. Set 3, not many left. I do have a few in stock on my website. Oh, before I go any further, I need to, Phil's been nagging me. If you're not a member of the Sentimentally Yours, Crafting with Phil Martin and Sentimentally Yours Facebook page, then you need to ask him if you can join, because it's a great place to see your sneak peeks and also you know, get inspiration from the other members that are on there. So Crafting with Phil Martin and Sentimentally Yours. See, I've done it, Phil. So I'm just taking one of the orange pens, because we're going to be working with orange and green, and just doing some scribbles on the mat. And then I'm taking, actually I'll keep that out because I need that. I'm taking a bright green as well from the set. It's all from set 3. Now you've got a choice here really. You can keep on going, and your green will get a little bit brown, but it's fine, you can clean it off. And you can keep on going so it's brown, but you can keep on cleaning it off in between and keeping it as green as you possibly can. You can actually do it where you just do all the orange first and then clean your mat and just do all the green. But obviously you'll see the first coat would actually be more diluted, but that'll do, that's fine. And then we're just going to mist this with water. I did do something similar to this at the very end of my 5 PM show on Friday. Mist it with water. And then we're going to dip our super smooth hot press watercolour card from Sentimentally Yours onto it. And then when we pick it up, we've got a background going on. Now it's lighter here, so I obviously put more water just on that bit there. And we can still get it to move by misting again, and that is going to lighten it up. So it depends on how bright or how dark you want your background to go. If you leave it to dry, you can go again and add some more layers if you want to. But that's the start of our background. So I'm going to put that there. Just clean this off. Obviously you can take your rice paper, or you could dip some more card in there and pick up that colour if you want to. Oops, sorry. Okay, that's the start of my background. Now you can work on it wet because we're going to go oxides, but I've got one that's dry here, and you can see this one's a little bit darker. Now if I wanted to, I could actually just add some more water and it will still move. It'll be absolutely fine. We've got some kind of blotches here where the water's pooled. That's fine. I'm quite happy with that. Then we're going to take some stamps and add some stamping to it. I've just scrolled and seen Phil's comments. Right, so let's grab our oxides. So we are working with the Spice Marmalade that I had on the beard, and we're working with Twisted Citron, and these two work really well with the two colours of pen that I've chosen as well. So first of all, we're going to go with the Spice Marmalade, and we're going to stamp some Sunshine from the Summertime Extras with the Spice Marmalade Distress Oxide. Lots of grinding in here. Just what you want on a Sunday morning, there's a bit of grinding, isn't it? Oh, I really shouldn't mist water near my Mac. Oops, it's not. It doesn't normally live there. There's one of our sunshines. So this is kind of, you know, one of my kind of random backgrounds, and it will be similar probably to what Phil showed you on Friday. But they're never the same twice. You're best off not really thinking about what you're doing and just going for it. I tend to, a bit like Leonie, I tend to make a piece that's too big first, and then I die cut it or chop it down afterwards, because then I can select the areas that I like best. And also it's easier if you've made a mistake to figure out where you want your image to go, and then that can actually cover your mistake, which is always a good thing. And it does mean as well that you can not worry too much about going off the page, because you're going to cut it down anyway. So lots of sunshines. I'm not going for lots of images on this. I tend to keep to two or three. I think three's a rule that people tend to follow, isn't it? But I don't tend to really think about it. Whatever works for you. So this is going to be my last sunshine, misting in between each application, and then when I come to clean it, it'll just wash off with water, because oxide is water based. That's that one. Clean that off a bit so I can use this block again. So these are the acrylic circles from Sentimentally Yours. Do damn have them in stock. On my website, if I mentioned, my website is juliawattscrafts.co.uk. Now, what else do we need? We're going to go into the other set. We're going to go into that that summertime, whatever it's called, tropical foliage set. And we're going to grab the cheese plant leaves. We're going to grab the smaller one. Again, it's a solid stamp, and you do have within this set you do have like solids and opens of a lot of the leaves, so that just makes it great, because you can do your kind of two-step stamping if you like. And this is going to be the Twisted Citron, lovely bright summery green colour. It's funny, isn't it, that the weather changed just as we were actually launching these on the TV. Typical, isn't it? Yeah, Jackie, you can't expect him to work on his birthday. I'm glad he had a day off, actually. He keeps his birthday quite quiet, actually. It's a big one next year, isn't it, Phil? So a few of these leaves scattered around. You can see how the colours really fit really nicely. And backgrounds are a great thing to do. You know, if you, and I did see a comment, I think it was in this group, or in Phil's group, about what do you do when you lose your crafty mojo? And backgrounds are a great thing to do, because you can be thinking about all sorts of things outside of crafting while you're doing a background. And you should be, really, because you should not be thinking about it. You might want to think about whether you're going to put sunglasses on a beard, but you don't want to be overthinking a background. Obviously, you want to make sure that, you know, you don't have a massive space where you don't have anything in there. I mean, I know that I'm going to put some flowers on here at some point, so some of it will get covered up anyway, and I have got one that's dry and cut out as well. So that'll be, if I grab a, let's see which one I cut out. I think it's that one. It's that one. So that's going to be the rectangle that's cut out from it. So you see, if I position it there, that's going to be okay, because I could be having flowers here. Yeah, so you can, so I don't need to do any more stamping. That's absolutely fine. So put that to one side for a minute. But what I want to do is add a little bit more interest in the background and actually stamp some words as well. So let's grab our, and then another VersaFine Clear. And we're going to be using this one. This is Summertime. I have got VersaFine Clears on my website too. And we want a word, so we want the set that we're going to be actually dealing with. We're not, because on my original card I used Sunshine Happy, but I don't have my original card to show you because Bill's going to be having it. So we're going to add some, we're going to be using this one, the Gorgeous Summer stamp set. And we're just going to stamp this Cool Vibes, I think. Should we do Cool Vibes, or we could have, let's see, Summer Sheet, Gorgeous. Let's have Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Oh, I need another block. Where's my blocks? I haven't fully unpacked yet. I don't actually ever really fully unpack. My Catherine's a bit of a mess. So we're going to stamp some of these Gorgeous. And we could have them straight, we can have them on the wonk. I think I might just go all straightish anyway. So, and this is a sentiment that has, it has like gaps, so you can actually, if you were actually stamping it as your proper sentiment, you could actually colour in those gaps. Gorgeous. Might not need one down here, but remember, when we cut it out, we don't want our background to just stop. We want it to go off of the page. Ooh, we don't want one upside down, that's for sure. Lovely, lovely stuff. Do remember that if you're when you're die cutting, that upside down again, that you want to make sure that your ink is dry, and that goes for your oxide and your VersaFine Clear. Now, VersaFine Clear does stay wet for, you know, like if you actually die cut it tomorrow, you'll probably find that it will still stain your mats. So what I suggest you do is actually put your die on and then put a piece of paper over the top, so that when the die cutting machine pushes your paper into your die, that you don't actually get a dirty mat. So I think I'm going to stop there like that. That's gorgeous, that is. No wonking on a Sunday, no wonking on a Sunday. Oh, happy birthday, Jackie. I know, it's horrible, isn't it? Yeah. It is. It's very awkward having birthdays right now, isn't it? Mine was on June the 1st, so but sometimes it actually I don't know if Phil found that yesterday. If he didn't go out, it's quite nice just sitting around reading or just doing absolutely nothing. Whereas normally you'd be going out having a meal, perhaps go to the cinema or doing something out and about, and that can be more tiring than just sitting and doing nothing. So there's my background. That's another one that I can use because I prepared one earlier. So we're bringing the one I prepared earlier. You guys might not like it much. This is the one I used earlier, and I've got Cool Vibes scattered around. And if we just put this one back again, you can see that they're different. You know, this one's a little bit lighter than that one, so they're just very usable backgrounds. And the one I started on Friday is actually this one, which is obviously purple and green. That will be used at some point, but not obviously not yet. So we've got that. That's all fine. And what I thought we'd also do is on Friday I used, actually let's leave that there so you're not looking at nothing. I used this, and I'll show you what I did. But when I was doing it, I actually smudged the sentiment. I blame Yanis. So I've actually chopped it up, and I'll show you what I've done in a minute. Let's grab a piece of watercolour card. I need a smaller piece than that. Excuse me while I chop something down. There we go. Oh, I need another block. Oh, the Sentimentally Yours blocks are perfect for these backgrounds. So this is one of the new backgrounds, the linen and doodle stripes, and I'm going to use the linen, which is probably one of my favourites. And these are just under A6 in size, so really good size. Love, love, love this one. It's great for adding detail to your flowers as well. So you can, if you're not using pattern papers or coloured cards, you can stamp with these. So we're going to grab our two colours that we've just used. What did I do with my spice marmalade? I know it's here somewhere because I've only just used it. I was watching Leonie yesterday when she's doing her Pentart shows, and she was saying that she was kind of running around trying to find her purse, and she was trying not to cry because she got so much work to do, but she couldn't find it. I'm there. I know exactly how she feels. Where's my spice marmalade? Oh, can you see it? I know it's here somewhere. I'm going to find another one. So just talk amongst yourselves. Hang on. Oh dear. It's very lucky I've got more than one, really, isn't it? Right. Okay, so watercolour card again. There's that the way. And we'll add Twisted Citron to half of it. Love this. And then we'll add spice marmalade to the other half. And don't worry about you. I know the camera's jiggling, I'm very sorry. Don't worry about oxides contaminating, because they sort themselves out. I don't know how they do, but they just sort themselves out. They're really good inks. Then we're going to give it a little bit of a mist again, away from my computer. I don't mind if I get little splodges. There's a little splodge there and a little splodge there, which I like. And then we're going to stamp it here. So you're getting a few different ideas here for cards, all in one video. I spoil you. And you can actually get a second print out of this. We're not going to do that now, but we can get a second print. Look at that. Lots of splodges. I love that. It looks a little bit distressed because we've used distress, but it's absolutely fabulous. So if you then bought in, I don't know, one of your images, just had her there like that. We will do the extra little bit actually. Let's just do it. Let's grab Sunshine Happy, because that's this one's Sunshine Happy. Giving you, hopefully, if you are one of those people that was saying that you'd lost your mojo, hopefully this today is helping you, because we're going off at a few different tangents because we can, and that's what it's all about, really. You know, don't kind of get it in your brain that you've got to finish absolutely everything. Now I'm looking for my Nocturne verse to find out Claire. There it is. Oh, there's some spice marmalade. Yes, so don't think you've got to finish everything in order. Sometimes it's nice to have several projects going on at once. Just go with the flow. Don't think, oh, I can't do that until I finish this. If you are one of those people that have to do that, then perhaps write down your idea or sketch your idea or something like that. So we've got Create Your Own Sunshine here. That's going to go there. Then this is where I'll get inky. I'll try and swap my stamps, sticking with the same stamp set. And I will finish this at some point and blog it. So don't forget, I blog every single day at 6 AM. I'm not actually up at 6 AM every day. And WordPress has just started talking to Facebook again, so I don't have to remember to do it. So we're going to have summer days down there. Hopefully you can see this, and I'm not too far down. I don't have a very big desk, and my phone can't go too high either because of the contraption I've got. So it's all working with what I've got. Summer days, that's going to go down here. That might not be straight, which is going to bug me. Obviously you can use the stamp press. That's not too bad. Not too bad. Okay, so we just stamp one more, and then we'll move back onto our, I've got inky fingers, onto our proper demo. That one, and then let's have, oh, I don't want one of those. Let's have one of these. And we go back to cool vibes actually. So we go back to we're going back to gorgeous summer. I want to. Do I want some? No, I don't want that one actually. I've changed my mind. Let's have summer chic. Yeah, that's a nice one. Now don't forget that I was talking to Yanis after my show on Friday, and I think that one of the things about Trudie's Fashionistas is that, I mean, they're very young looking images, most of them. I mean, I think they're kind of, I don't think they're teenagers necessarily. I think they're like 20s, 30s, perhaps early 40s people. I mean, our Paola's just turned 40, and I think she looks, you know, she's got the same kind of vibe as these stamps. But I think there's this thing where I can't have that stamp because I've got nobody I can make a card for. But it could be that you're doing some journaling. It could be that you're using the happy planners. But if you like them, I'm going to have to stand up for this one. If you like them, then you should be crafting for yourself. It's meant to be enjoyable. It's meant to be relaxing. It's meant to be mindful. So do it for you. If you like them, then do it for you. Don't get het up about, oh, I can only do that if I've got somebody to buy it, you know, to make a card for. So if you just matted and layer that onto black card, let's just grab a piece of black. Oh, no, a bigger piece than that. Obviously this isn't going to be cut down to size. If we just grab a piece, obviously we could colour in our Fashionista, and we know that in our pens we've got an orange and a green that are going to match nicely. So once that's matted and layered onto black, I think that's going to be a really nice card. Obviously I'd chop it down a little bit, but that's really easy, isn't it, to do? That's really, really, really achievable. Okay, so let's go back to what we should be doing. I'll make that up at some point. Let's see, what should we be doing? Oh yes, I know. Right, I'm going to bring in one of my images and stamp her. So we're going to go for Gorgeous Summer. Let's move this one. I'm getting quite a mess here. That's got to go on here. Gorgeous Summer. And I'm going to grab my small stamp press. And a piece of the super smooth card. You can, these stamps will fit on the DL size block from Sentimentally Yours, so you don't have to use a press if you don't want to, and they do stamp beautifully. So again, we're going with our Nocturne. Hope you guys are feeling inspired and getting some ideas going. Don't forget that these videos and the ones that Phil does, they're always available on Trudie's on the individual Facebook pages where they were actually originally broadcast from. So on each page, if you just go to the video section, then you can see the library of all of the videos that have been recorded. I also upload mine to my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel, you just search for me, Julia Watts. I did have one that was Julia Watts Crafts, but I don't know what's happened to that, and I don't know what the password is. But yeah, so they're all going on to Julia Watts, and also all of the videos of the demonstrations that I did for the original Fashionistas that we had to send in to Hochanda when we couldn't go into the studio. They're all on there as well, and also the big birthday verse ones that I did. So yeah, they're all there. So let's see if we've got all this. There we go. There she is. Absolutely beautiful. See how well she's stamped. I'm just reading your comments. Yeah, the background stamps are absolutely... The thing with the background stamps, Janice, is that you can be using them with absolutely anything. But don't forget as well, you don't have to... When you've got these images, they are DL. They're 16 centimetres, but you don't have to use the whole thing. So if you want to, you can actually take a die and actually just do a section of her. So you don't need to do the whole thing. And also I was saying to Yanis when I spotted one of Trudie's samples on the shows on Friday, because she wasn't showing the bottom part, it looked like these could be, but they're not, the creases of a dress. So if you actually coloured in the whole thing there, and actually forgot about her tummy and coloured in that as well, then that could be a wedding dress. So, you know, you can change it and make it whatever you want it to be. Anyway, so that's our image all stamped out. I'll leave her on there for now. And put it to one side. And I've already got one that, because I tend to, when I get my stamps, I tend to do a whole batch, and then the next day I'll cut them out, and then I'll do some colouring when I need to. So I've already started colouring her in here, and I've used the same 2 pens that I used on my background. And I've actually, it's quite a deeper green here, and I've actually applied 3 coats of the pens to it. And the same with her top as well. So all I need to do now is do her skin and her hair. So we have got there's several skin tones within the set 3, and I'm using this sort of light colour here. I don't know where my swatch has gone actually with all my colours. I do apologise. So I'm just going to scribble some onto my craft sheet, not craft sheet, blending mat, and take one of the water brushes from the kit, get it going. And then the sketchy nature of these stamps means that you can actually just take the pen and you don't have to be brilliant at it. I mean, Trudie's colouring in is tremendous, Losley's is, Joanne's is, but I just go for it. And this is what I was saying to you, Alison, you know, the pens do all the work. The images are sketchy, so they do the work for you as well. So you can get away with it being a little bit blotchy here and there, because that's the sketchy nature of the images. Well, I'm getting away with it anyway. I mean, oh, I haven't mentioned Phil's colouring. Phil, your colouring's absolutely tremendous, my lovely. God, nearly got the sack there, didn't I? So yeah, you can get away with quite a lot with these images. And even though they've probably been in the sun and they've probably got a bit of a tan, I've just done them all the same colour because that's just what I have. And down here, these could be either shoes, or because of, again, the sketchy nature, that could be her feet. So we're going to pretend that this time that's her feet. So you can get away with it. I don't know what Trudie intended them to be, but I don't think it really matters. You see in the image whatever you want it to see. Yes, obs. Yeah, prom card. Yeah, definitely, Jean. That would work, definitely. Okay, so I'm not going to just do a hair just yet because I want the skin next to it to be dry, and I don't want the hair colours to bleed into the skin. So we're going to do a little bit of construction and then come back and do the skin in a minute. Let's put those up there and I'll get my layers out. So here's some of my layers that I've got going. Oh, I need to do a little bit more stamping as well. So we take that one out of the way for a minute. We don't need the leaves just yet. Right, so like I say, on my original background I wasn't very happy, so I've cut it down, and I do need to do some inking around the edges as well. Right, thinking aloud here. Let's just do my layers. So we've got our background that's been cut out with the double deboss essential rectangles, and the double debosses are actually back in stock again. All of the double Ds are available now, either on my website or Phil's website. And I've just inked around the edges with the Spice Marmalade, keeping all the colours together. Then we've got the next size. So this is the largest but one of the eyelets, the elegant eyelet rectangles, and these are fabulous because you can see there, you can see what colour you've got underneath through it, so it gives a bit of extra decoration. And all of the eyelets are the same size as your double Ds. This is the same size double D. So if we put this on here, and if you cut out that as well, then you'd have the same size, but you'd still be able to see the colour of the double D underneath. They are all, and it's the same throughout all of your eyelets and double D dies. So then you know that if you cut the next size up, you've got a nice mat as well, and you can do your frames and all your normal stuff as well. So we're going to just quickly glue these three together with my Sentimentally Yours glue, which hopefully is, I've not touched it for a few days. They're very good actually. They don't clog as much as other brands do. So I don't need to take my pin to it very often, which is absolutely great. And I just store them standing up as well. I don't even store them on the side or down. So they do go quite well. What I did find actually with the heat, the glue wanted to come out of the surface, but the heat actually has been playing havoc with quite a lot of stuff. I did have 2 ink pads that just spontaneously started to leak. They were sealed, they were in my garage, they were brand new, and they just started to leak. One was a Distress and one was an Eyes ink. So I don't know why. After sort of, I don't know, my Distress one that started to leak, I've had about 6 years in the garage because it's a colour that people weren't very keen on, and I don't know, it just suddenly started leaking. And the Eyes ink one I've had for a couple of years as well, so it's not like it's, I don't know, a new batch or anything, which is very worrying when you've got stock and it suddenly starts to leak. Right, so we're going to put this on here. Hopefully I'm doing it straight ish. Look how the colours work together. So the eyelets are cut with your zingy chartreuse, and the double D at the back has been cut with the Mandarin Burst. So I mean, all of the kind of latest colours from Phil are absolutely ideal for the summer vibe. But if you saw my blog post today, I've done more of a kind of a brown camel sort of colour card with the gorgeous summer, and that's with the papers, the polka dot papers. Where's my scissors? That gives a nice feel too. The paper piecing with the stamps is also very easy to do, and you can either paper piece with your papers, or you can use the background stamps to make yourself some papers and then paper piece those, so whatever you want to do. So obviously I'm using foam tape, and the foam tape I'm using is the 2mm woodwear foam tape because it's reasonably priced, and I like it. I use it for years. Right, don't forget to have a little bit in the middle so that you don't have a saggy middle, because nobody likes a saggy middle, even during lockdown. And I'll pop that just on there, and there we've got the layers. And my back layer, I've used Almond Hue card, and I find that that actually tones really well. So this is the watercolour card, tones really well with that, so you don't have to use your more expensive watercolour card for all your mattes and layers. You absolutely can. It's of a quality that you can do that, but you might not want to waste it. So we've got a little bit more stamping to do. So you might as well do this and some inking around the edges while we're waiting for the hair. How are we doing for time? I've no idea what the time is. Yeah, I love that kite. It's probably why... Yeah. Sorry, I was just reading, which is quite rude of me. I'll tell you what I haven't done. I haven't found... I think I do this every single time, don't I? In fact, I thought I'd take it with me. Get my little bag of yes, I have. There it is. My little bag of little pads out so I can do my inking. So I'm going to, before I stamp my sentiment, I'm going to ink around the edges of that. I'm also going to ink around the edges of this as well. The pads are actually better the longer you the longer you use them. A new pad you won't ink around the edges as well as on an old pad. So that's why I keep them all in bags. You will find sometimes that they start to get little holes in it, and at which point you need to replace them. So we're just going around with the Spice Marmalade around the edges here, and I'm using Spice Marmalade because that's the colour I used around the edge of my background, just to keep it all working nicely. And I have got some of this background left, so I could do this all over again. And I'm going to ink around the edges of this as well before I do my stamping, and then I'm least likely to actually smudge my words because I'm going to be using the VersaFine Clear. On my original one, I actually stamped words on the background instead. But should we do some more stamping while we're at it? Yes, let's do a little bit more stamping while we've got this out, because I've got my flowers. Might as well while I'm a bit dirty. We will tidy this up though. We are on the homeward stretch now, if any of you are getting bored. We are on the homeward stretch. We have covered quite a lot actually this hour, I think, though. Right, so we've got some of the elegance flowers. I still think that's cool. I think that's it's so funny. These little things, little minds and all that. That's the saying, isn't it? Right, where's my sunshine? There's my sunshine. Oh, and I need my round block as well. So I've got to clean this anyway. Clean the ink off, and I'll give that stamp a good clean in a moment. Get rid of that. Okay, so I want my sunshine. So these are the elegance flowers, and just for something a little bit different, we're going to add a little bit of sunshine to the flowers. So give this a good old inking with Spice Marmalade. Give it a mist, and then we'll pop the sunshine down there like that. And this, I did the similar thing with the one of the corners, I think it was, from the Roaring Twenties collection. So sometimes if you look at your stamps, I mean, this would be cool. Actually, we're going off at a tangent here. Look, on a smaller flower. That's cool, isn't it? Yes, I did a similar thing with the Roaring Twenties as a collection as well. When you get your stamps, look at them slightly differently, and you don't have to just use your backgrounds to decorate your flowers. You know, if you're using just cutting them in the watercolour card, you can actually use your smaller stamps to decorate them as well. You could have flip-flops on the end of your flowers if you wanted to. That would be quite funky. That would definitely be probably for a younger person. One more. If misting your stamps before you stamp them, first of all you get a slightly better stamp, I think, and also the ink starts to oxidize already. You can do it a different way. You can actually mist your flour and then stamp on top, but you might have a bit of trouble as you get around there, as the card starts to curl a little bit as it absorbs the water. So there's our two versions with the sun. Then let's put it to one side. We're just going to grab our, being very frugal with my kitchen roll today, don't know why. We're going to grab our polkas. Need another block. This is the DL block, so this is, you see, this is going to fit your images absolutely fine. So I'm going to go to the open one. These are your summertime polkas. Love, 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 love these. Obviously these work with the paper pads as well, so you can mix the polkas and stripes paper pads with your stamping as well, so that's all going to tie in nicely. Just think about what colours you're using. And now obviously I'm only doing one flower. You can do a whole batch of flowers in one go. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of Twisted Citron to one area because I'm only doing one flower. And I will pull in something I showed you, I did on Friday as well in a minute, and show you. Hopefully that's big enough. Yes, plenty. Give it again, give it a bit of a mist, and then we can actually think about where we're going to put this. And then we're going to have a spotty flower, and this is obviously keeping in line with our colour scheme that we're using on our card. So there we've got spotty flowers, all coordinated. Coordination, darling. So let's do, last thing we need to do is do a sentiment on here. So we're going to grab our Cool Vibes outfits, and I've got another block. Probably not. Must have somewhere. Another block. I quite like the grid blocks, which are from Tim Holtz from years ago, for sentiments, because it means that I know that I can get them straight. I don't even know if you can get these anymore. I've had them years and years and years. I did tread on one once, and they don't like being trod on. It broke, not surprisingly. Cool Vibes. Give the ink a little bit of time to settle in. And there we go, there's our sentiment. Gosh, I've got a lot of tidying up to do later. And what I've done is I've cut the same size essential rectangle out of a mandarin burst, and then that's going to sit on there and just give me a bit of orange showing through. So that's going to be dealt with later. Now my flowers, I've already shaped them. We need to just do her hair, and then we can finish our card. Yay! Oh, I need to stick that together in a minute as well. Right, hair. Very quick. Very quick. We'll make her a blonde, I think, or blondish. So I'm going to choose a light brown, and then I'm going to choose, I like this number 4, as I call it. Yours might be in a different order. It's a good idea to do a swatch. So scribble a little bit of your pen out onto your super smooth card, and then drag it out with water, and then you can see what it looks like neat, and also see what it looks like with a bit of water added. Oh, thank you, my darling. Oh, what's happened? Sorry, we're having trouble playing this video. Hang on a minute. I've got to come out and go back in again. Are we lost? No, it's on my phone still. Oh, I think we're up again. I don't know what's wrong with my blooming internet at the moment. Don't want full screen. There we go, we're back. We're back. So I'm just scrolling down. Am I organised? Am I? Oh dear. Right, we're yeah. It was on my phone still, but my Mac's struggling a little bit. Oh, anyway, right, let's do our hair. Let's get on with this. So this is number 4. So we're using these two here. So first of all, I'm just gonna kind of sketch down her hair here. Just add a little bit of the brown. Remember, it's a sketchy nature, so you can actually leave white bits if you want to. You can make her hair whatever colour you want to. If you want to give her lime green streaks, you can absolutely do that too. So just add a little bit of that, a little bit of that, a little bit of this. So we're going to now add some of this, and the pens don't just blend with water, they blend with themselves as well. So if you want less blend, then just try not to touch the original colour very much. But can you see how this is kind of working? I mean, your hair never looks exactly the same tone anyway, does it? And see, Alison, I'm just making it up as I go along. You know, we'll all colour in slightly differently. And like all craft, there's not necessarily a right and a wrong way, you know. They can people can show you colour wheels and tell you not to use certain colours together, but if it makes you happy, then just do it. It's absolutely fine. So there's her hair all done. So that's my Fashionista all coloured in. So let's get on with finishing this card, otherwise we're going to be here forever, aren't we? So we need to put our border on. She's going to go towards that side there. See, I mean, she just looks, you don't have to do anything else really, just stick a sentiment on. You don't even need to put flowers on. Did that come out of my mouth? I think it might have done, mightn't it? Don't worry about cutting tiny little bits out, you know. Don't worry about it. Also, if the background is actually very, very white, you can get away with not actually cutting that bit out there either. So, you know, don't worry. You can also absolutely stamp onto the double debossed, a double debossed rectangle as it is. Make yourself a mask on a piece of masking sheet, cover her up and do all your background around it. Then put your mask back on the carrier sheet that it's come from, and so you can reuse it later on. So what I'm saying is that with a mask, you only need to cut it out once every, I don't know, 10 or 12 times that you use her. But you can have quite a flat card if you want to. I should be sticking while I'm talking, really, instead of gesticulating with my hands. I can't help doing that, actually. I do that at the studios a lot as well, even when the camera's not on me. Gesticulate. So let's pop this down on here, and I have actually, because of the size of the background and because of the width of what I wanted and because of how I'd stamped it, it wasn't quite wide enough. So what I did was I cut myself a mat out of the Mandarin burst so that it would be the right width, which I'm not too worried about anyway because I'm going to stick flowers on. So think about where you want it. She's going to go on there. I think I'll have it about there, and we'll stick that down. You can, of course, stamp, you know, cut it the other way, so you had it lengthways and then it would be the right size. You can, of course, not stick your background to it and trim it off afterwards, you know, so keep this layer free, and then you can trim it off with your scissors or your guillotine afterwards. There's lots of fixes if you're not confident. Right, I think I wanted, yeah, did I want that there? I don't know if I wanted that way around or not, but we're having it that way. Right, I'm going to stick my sentiment on later. She's going to go there. I'm going to stick her on in a minute, but I've got some flowers. So remember my flowers that I've stamped? So not that one, But like that, those there. What I've done is I paired them up. So we've got same size, one of those in one of those, and I've shaped them. If I can find my tweezers in this mess that I've got here. Somewhere's my tweezers. Not that pair, that's the only pair I don't want. Those ones. Set of 3 tweezers, and I do have these in stock. So you see this all the time. Oh, what's happened? It says I've ended. Why have I ended? I haven't ended at all. Oh. Right. Am I still there? Yes, I am. Oh, it's driving me nuts. Never been like this before. I've even rebooted my hub. Right, so yeah, the tweezers, I have got the tweezers available. So I've just done them this way rather than doing them that way, which I normally do. I've done them this way. So if you do them this way, and I'm not going to do everything, but if you, once you want to stick them on the other one, so let's just quickly do this and show what I'm talking, because my brain's not working. So if we do this one as well the same way, pointy tweezers are great for shaping, like that. So when you come to stick them together, so pretend there's glue in the middle, there isn't, but pretend there is. If you grab a embossing tool and you put glue in, as soon as you do this, they spring up like that. Then if you cut a pair of enchanting flowers out and pair those up, you can stick those in the middle. This isn't the right size, but essentially that's what I've done for that. Okay, and stuck a pearl in the middle, so they look entirely different. They look a bit more like a water lily, really, like that. So them's my flowers. Hopefully you've got the gist of what I did with my flowers. So they're going to come in, and we're going to have the largest one in the middle, the smallest one on the top, and they're going to come in and kind of be like that, I think. Then I've got a couple of lush leaves. Let's add my lush leaves. And I'll put glue on the back of my flowers while I'm at it as well. I like to not stick my ladies down until I've got my flowers on nowadays. I don't know why. I suppose because I can move her around and figure out my placement of everything. And I do tend to do it differently. I tend to do my leaves first and then I put my flowers on top. I know Phil does it the other way around. He likes to put his flowers on and then slide his leaves underneath. But like I say, there's no right or wrong. There's whatever suits you, really. So let's have, they're quite long, aren't they? So let's have it there. Of course, it does mean doing it this way. I'm not always happy where I put my leaves. I'm going to have I like to have them hanging off a little bit, like that. So my biggest one is going to go, that's my biggest one, in the middle there. And the danger is, because I've already put my pearls in, I can't really press down to get these to stick. And because they're coming up, they do take longer to stick. I thought my glue wasn't working this week, but I think it's the way I did my flowers. So then this one's going to go here. In fact, I could actually move that one up a bit. They do keep the shape really well, actually. Both Phil's premium cardstock and the super smooth keep the shape really, really well. And that's going to go up there like that. It's not stuck yet. It won't stick for a little while. I'll need to faff around with it to get it to stick. Okay, so that's that. So let's grab our girly, and I can put a little bit of foam tape down the middle bit because she's fat enough. Don't tell her, because she's not. She's actually very slim. You can put some proper foam tape down here as well. Saves having to faff with the little stuff, which is always good to know, isn't it? And then I've got some little ones somewhere, so I want a little bit there as well. Okay. 12:10. Don't normally take another hour. Yeah, Jackie, you can watch later. It's absolutely fine. I have got gremlins. Naughty, naughty gremlins. This is the problem with Facebook Lives, isn't it? You have to. Although if you're recording normally, you have all the problems sometimes. Right, so she's going to go just. I don't want her too far over. Let me have a look. Let me stand up and see. Let's have a look. Yeah. Nope, down a bit. Faff, 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 faff. There she is. She's stuck. You see my flowers aren't stuck yet properly. I hate not being able to push them down in the middle, because if you put your pearl in second, you can use your tool, you know, last. Use your tool to really push them down to stick. I might have to get some silicone out later. But I don't have to hold it up to show a camera, do I? So I'm all right. So last thing is to get sentiment stuck. And I would put pearls in the corners of my background as well, but I'm not going to faff around with that, I don't think, right now. It doesn't actually need pearls, but I will put pearls on, just because I can. And let's have a bit of foam tape on the back of that as well. So it looks like Trudie's going to do Facebook Live on her Trudie Howard Sentimentally Yours Facebook page on Tuesday. I'll try and do one on Wednesday. It will be 11 AM again, because I'm having my car MOT'd on Wednesday, so the afternoon might be a bit dodgy because I might have to go and get my car. So I'll try and do one on Wednesday, and then Phil will be on again next Saturday. Not sure what time, because he changes his time. So there we are, all done. So hopefully you found that useful. Obviously, if you're not into these colours, then use different colours. It's never going to be... one of my pet hates is when people say, I don't like, because even if you don't like a colour, you don't like a certain image, there has to be something within that demonstration, hopefully, that you can use and you can actually pull into your own artwork at home. So even if this isn't your cup of tea, hopefully you will have learnt something, and you'll be able to get your mojo going and make some lovely artwork at home. So don't forget that we've got the Crafting with Phil Martin and Sentimentally Yours Facebook group. If you join that, there are going to be loads and loads of inspiration on there for you. It's a great community for and lots of support if you're struggling with anything at all. So do try and join that if you can. And thank you so much for joining me on Sunday, and hopefully I will see you back here on Wednesday at 11. Thank you. Bye.